Hi, family. Hi, brothers and sisters. Today we just made it. Today is the 16th day of the month, and we will be reading Proverbs 16. Wisdom is better than gold. The preparation of the heart belongs to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit. Commit your work to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. The Lord has made all for himself. Yes, even the wicked for the day of doom. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. In mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity, and by the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than a vast revenue without injustice. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Divination is on the lips of the king. His mouth must not transgress in judgment. Honest weights and scales are the Lord's. All the weights in the bag are his work. It is an abomination for kings to commit wickedness, for a throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him who speaks what is right. As messengers of death is the king's wrath, but a wise man will appease it. In the light of the king's face is life, and his favor is like a cloud of the latter rain. How much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his ways preserve his soul. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be of humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. He who heeds the word wisely will find good, and whoever trusts in the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart will be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increases learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life to him who has it, but the correction of fools is folly. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth and adds learning to his lips. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but it ends in the way of death. The person who labors for himself, for his hungry mouth drives him on. An ungodly man digs up evil and is on his lips like a burning fire. A perverse man sows strife, and a whisperer separates the best of friends. A violent man entices his neighbors. and leads him in a way that is not good. He winks his eye to despise perverse things. He purses his lips and brings about evil. The silver-haired head is a crown of glory, if it is found in the way of the righteousness. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. Let us go to the meaning. What is the prophetic meaning of Proverbs 16? In biblical and prophetic numerology, the number 16 symbolizes the love of God and spiritual perfection or completion, arising from 8 plus 8, as 8 represents new beginnings. The love of God. 16 is heavily associated with the unconditional, all-encompassing love of God. The Father, the specific title, the Father, appears exactly 16 times in the New Testament. Divine love. In the Old Testament, the name of God is written in various ways, but 16 of these names specifically translates to his constant, never-ending love for his people. New beginnings. Because all new spiritual beginnings and covenants stem from God's love, 16 is promises, a double measure of blessings. In Scripture, the number 8 is strongly associated with resurrection, salvation, and new beginnings. Because 16 is 2 times 8, it prophetically signifies a double portion of God's blessings, a complete cycle of divine intervention, or a perfected, unshakable foundation. Other prophetic associations. Spiritual insight. I don't know, this is making me feel a little weird. In numerology, if you reduce the number 16 down to a single digit, 1 plus 6 equals 7, it embodies the number 7, which signifies spiritual awakening, inner wisdom, and divine perfection. The eye of God. In Hebrew alphabet, the 16th letter is Ayan, ayin, which translates to eye. Prophetically, this represents God watching over his people, his tabernacle, and his restorative plans. I think I'm going to go back to the original overview. Proverbs 16 is a foundational chapter in biblical wisdom literature, largely focusing on human planning, the sovereignty of God, and the importance of righteous living. Its core message emphasizes that while humans are responsible for making plans and setting goals, God ultimately directs the outcomes. Core themes and meaning. Divine direction. The most famous verses in the chapter, Proverbs 16:1 and Proverbs 16:9, highlight that people can make all the preparations they want, but God determines the path. This does not mean planning is pointless. Rather, it encourages surrendering personal goals to God's overarching wisdom. Prioritizing motives. While people often view their own action as right, God examines the actual motives of the heart. True success comes when you commit your work to the Lord and align your actions with His will. Wisdom over wealth. The chapter emphasizes that gaining wisdom and a discerning spirit is far better than chasing riches and material gain. Self-control. The text draws a contrast between destructive nature and arrogance and pride, and the honorable strength found in patience and self-control. Notable verses. Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Encourages dedicating your daily effort and projects to God to find lasting success. Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. A reminder to trust God's redirection when your life takes an unexpected turn. And Proverbs 16, verse 32. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self control, than one who takes a city. Highlights the mastering one's own temper and emotion is a greater achievement than military conquest. This was very interesting. I'm a little shaky. I'm not sure about the numerology. I don't feel comfortable with it, and that could just be me, or I don't know. I I don't I don't know. I don't understand. Um, but with that, um, have a beautiful and blessed evening, morning, afternoon. I look forward to coming back with Proverbs 17. I hope you have a very blessed um, day, week, month, and I'll see you soon. God bless you.